once again for tuning in to another episode of the Goodrich Chronicles. I am your host, Anthony Goodrich. In today's episode, we're going to talk about a beheading. Yep, you heard me. Someone got their head cut off in broad daylight at a motel. Yep. I couldn't believe that one. When I started reading about it, I was like, no way. So supposedly, the manager of this motel tells this guy not to use a broken washing machine. Well, for whatever reason, that struck a chord with him, and he decided he needed to pull out a machete. And he commenced to cutting him with it and cut his head off in the process. Now, when I first heard about it, I thought it was like one of those, one swing, whack, you cut his head off and it goes off. And nope, that's not how it happened. He literally cut his head off in front of his wife and kid and put the head in a dumpster and damn near got away because the police caught up with him down the street. And not only that, he's an illegal immigrant. Trump gonna have a field day with that one. Yep, another illegal immigrant committing murder. It's the second one in less than 2 weeks. Craziness. So this man did what he did, got caught. He's from Cuba. Yeah. And has a rap sheet longer than my arm. From carjackings to attempted murders to robberies, theft. Tried to take somebody's car while he was butt naked, got in a woman's car while she was driving, sitting in her lap. What the hell is that all about? He shouldn't even been on the streets. And we're talking about in 3 different states that his crime spree has taken place. But anyways, check out this video.
We are learning more about the lengthy criminal history of the man who is accused of beheading a Dallas motel worker. NBC5's Shannon Miller has a closer look at the crimes he's committed over the past 8 years.
Before he was booked in the Dallas County Jail Wednesday for capital murder, Jordanis Cobos Martinez's criminal history reveals a path of escalating violence that spans across the country, including Florida, California, and Texas. According to this arrest affidavit, in February of 2017, the criminal stole a Mercedes out of Miami-Dade County. The car broke down along I-95, where he was arrested and charged with felony grand theft motor vehicle. 4 months later, in June of 2017, in South Lake Tahoe, California, this police report details the carjacking when Cobos Martinez, while naked, tried to force himself into a woman's car while pulling her hair and clothes and sitting on her lap. Cobos Martinez told police he had about 20 beers and smoked a joint of marijuana before the carjacking. Cobos Martinez's criminal activity then continued to Texas, where in 2018 he was arrested on indecency with a child through sexual contact charges in Harris County. The charge was later dismissed by insufficient evidence. The defendant spent 1 year behind bars for an assault charge related to the case. Last August, he was arrested by DART police on a fugitive from justice charge from the California carjacking case. Until January of this year, Cobos Martinez was in ERO Dallas custody at the Bluebonnet Detention Center in Anson. ICE says he was released on an order of supervision under the Biden administration and because Cuba would not accept him based on his criminal history. ICE telling NBC5 illegal citizens under an order of supervision can be required to undergo different levels of reporting and monitoring depending on their criminality. Cobos Martinez now remains at the Dallas County Jail under an ICE detainer. For NBC5, I'm Shannon Miller.
ICE tells NBC5 there are several countries that have not worked with them to return their citizens, but the current administration has convinced many of those countries to take back their citizens, including Cuba and Venezuela.
From video of the suspect's arrest to when first responders arrived on scene, details into the beheading death of a motel manager are disturbing.
That stabbing, the suspect has a machete, and Fire is noticing that he is actually cutting someone's head off.
Dallas police say they were called to downtown Suites around 9:30 this morning after witnesses like this motel resident who asked not to be identified called 911.
I see this on TV, but I never seen somebody get their head chopped off.
According to a newly released arrest affidavit, the suspect got upset when the victim used a translator to tell the suspect not to use a broken washing machine in the laundry room. It says the suspect then produced a machete and started cutting and stabbing the victim.
While he was chasing him, the man was literally hollering, "Stop, stop, stop."
After running for his life, witnesses say the suspect decapitated the victim in front of his wife and son, then left his head in a dumpster. The suspect, arrested a short time later, his shirt covered in blood, has now been identified as Jordanis Cobos Martinez, a 37-year-old linked to crimes in California, Florida, and Houston. The Cuban national now charged with capital murder and on an ICE hold in the Dallas County Jail. The victim, identified by police as 50-year-old Chandra Nagamalya, who motel property owners describe as a good, hard-working person.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is that man thinking about? He cut somebody's head off in broad daylight in front of their family. Wow. Wow. That's all I can pretty much say about that one is, wow. Luckily, they caught his ass. And he's locked up where he should be, and hopefully he'll be there for the rest of his life. He should have been locked up at that point in time, granted his rap sheet he has, but nope, he was able to run the streets. He should have been deported. An illegal alien getting having a rap charge that is longer than my arm, still able to stay here in this country. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But hey, just be aware of your surroundings, because you never know who may be doing some dirty crap like that. You just don't know. With that being said, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend some time with a brother like me. And for that, I'm always grateful. Thank you. So thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next one. Anthony Goodrich, signing off.